Hi guys, welcome back to If the Gap Exists with Daphne and
And with Senna, um, what have we got this weekend? Hungary. I felt it was a bit of a
yeah,
boring race. Daphne clearly watched a different race to be. Uh,
definitely. I feel like at least the start give us something interesting. I was expecting the start to be boring, but it wasn't boring. We had a very nice start. Piastri did very beautifully at the start. George's car went to an anti-stall, which I felt so bad for him. I don't know. It was not a good feeling, I'm sure, for him. But Piastri did well. He was able to have a good start, went straight to P1. So, uh, it was an interesting race. I don't know why you found it boring, to be fair.
yeah, I was just hoping for lots of overtakes, lots of wheel-to-wheel action. And to be fair, I think I knew that this was going to be the case. It's
Mm.
Hungary. There's not really too many overtaking opportunities there. So I guess I got exactly what I was expecting. I think I'm just a bit greedy right now. I just want a little bit more.
But, but I mean, there were a few good, like, battles here and there. You could even see Lewis and then Max had quite the tiff. It made me wonder why, Lewis couldn't overtake Max, but when it came to the others, it was easy for him to overtake. But with Max, it was quite hard to overtake. I know that in Hungary it's not easy to do that, but quite some of the drivers, the midfielders, he was able to overtake them in certain places. But when it came to Max, there was a bit of an issue. So I don't know. He was really slow. It seemed like he was experiencing issues here and there. And it also gave the McLaren the chance to, go, like, give a bit of a distance. So that was quite a watch. But in the end, I think Lewis had to pit and it worked out for him in that moment. That undercut worked out for him. So yeah, what do you think?
I mean, if first things first, want to talk about the McLarens. It's weird because the past few races, the McLarens have been nowhere. Then suddenly this weekend, they're qualifying right near the top.
Mm-hmm.
And then on top of that, their race pace was just incredible. Norris
Mm-hmm.
drove away from the field once he had the clean air in front of him. So yeah, I mean, who saw that coming? Better late than never, I guess.
Facts.
Then
Facts.
yeah, I mean, then you start looking further down the field. I don't know what happened with Lewis's race. To be fair, both Ferraris, they seemed to start okay. And then once they left the soft tire, once they got onto the
No,
hard
they
tire,
didn't
they were just,
start okay.
I think it was okay. Like, it wasn't a bad start. Hamilton still ended up third by the end of the first lap,
Yeah,
and
but you
Leclerc
see,
fourth.
Hamilton, because of the grid penalty, he started, I think, fifth or sixth.
No, it, it was fifth. He started fifth, and then
But
by
then
that,
Charles started second. But he lost that position. Lewis even
oh
overtook him.
yeah, I forgot about that.
What? He started
I forgot.
second.
I forgot about Charles. Okay, Hamilton had a good start, and then Leclerc. I don't know what happened.
Mm.
I'll talk to the editor. We'll edit that out. I don't make mistakes.
Yeah, but I don't know what happened with Charles. And honestly, I feel like Lewis was having a good race until this whole penalty thing came about. And the entire strategy with which they went about it didn't help. I think that, in my opinion, they shouldn't have stopped another VSC. I
Yeah,
didn't think it was a good idea to do that. I get it that they weren't sure. At that time, Max had soft tires. He had been around a few laps. Lewis was on hards. There was no way, even if Max caught up to him, he was going to be battling with him. And as you said, it's not easy to overtake, but his tires were going to wear out. They stopping him just brought this whole domino effect, speeding in the pit lane. And I felt so sad because he was speeding. If you see the speeding that he did, it was zero point 0.1. And in my mind, I'm like, that is so upset. Like, I get it, they have to penalize him. But I felt
yeah.
I was so annoyed. And it is what it is. And At the end, I guess who needed to make it made it. And I just got annoyed with Charles a lot though, because I just have to say, why is it that when the people behind you get it to the last lap, they are like 28 seconds behind you. You know, Lewis has a 5 seconds penalty. There was no reason why you couldn't keep it under that 5 seconds and just finish the race behind him. I get it, yeah, you want to beat him, but it's as if when they told him out of nowhere, he gets pace and he's actually picking it up. And it just tells you that Ferrari, they don't have the winning mentality at all.
I disagree because I think at the moment there's no number one and number two driver.
Fair.
Why didn't Lewis pick up his pace when he got told?
He did pick up his pace though.
Yes, but my point is Leclerc picked his up faster. So then,
Yeah, no, but listen, the people behind you were 28 seconds. Nothing was going to change about that.
is Leclerc racing for Hamilton or is he racing
No,
for
he's
himself?
not racing for him. That's my whole point, though. It's a team thing. He has been. Leclerc started P2. He lost places. Lewis made up places. Even when he had the undercut, he still came out in front. Like, you know, all of that. He was the better Ferrari the whole weekend. Let's call a spade a spade. So I
Fine,
just
yes, he
think,
is. But if you're the better Ferrari,
I mean,
and
this
all things being
weekend,
fair, you should finish ahead. And
but don't you
he
think that
didn't.
he did finish ahead though? If we are
Well,
be
well,
realistic, he
the
did finish
penalty is
ahead.
there for a reason.
Exactly.
The penalty is
But
there for a reason, though.
I just think they are not playing a team game. And I think it's something I've noticed with Leclerc. I'm sure his fans will be in the comments or wherever. However, it feels as if even with other people, he doesn't even like push as hard as he does when it comes to he and Lewis, when maybe they're battling. He doesn't push as hard. Even in the race, it was so easy for Max and Cole to bypass him. But with Lewis, he was actually fighting with him. And in my mind, I'm like, even his fans has this mentality of finishing ahead of his teammates as opposed to winning the championship. They're more concerned about finishing ahead of their teammates than winning the championship. And I think that's not a winning mentality, but it is what it is.
Yeah, I mean, the way I look at it is Leclerc's whole career in Formula One, he's never finished behind his teammate. This is the first time that it's happened, or it looks like it could happen. And now, as he said, it looks like he's trying harder to beat his teammate than he is to actually win the championship. Which I'm sure if you were to ask him, that's not the case. But I think being the star boy for so long, he's finally realized that his position actually is under threat. So he tries to beat the person that actually threatens him. But I wouldn't say they're not playing a team game purely because at the end of the day, Ferrari got the same number of points that they would have if Leclerc decided not to speed up. Do you get what I mean? And until Hamilton, maybe you could say that Ferrari don't think they're actually in the drivers' championship battle. Because if they actually were in that, they would say that Leclerc stay back, let Hamilton get the point, because obviously every point matters. So you could argue that they probably don't see it as they're in a battle yet.
That's what I'm saying. They don't have that mentality. They don't have the winning mentality. They're not serious. In my opinion.
Maybe if we were, let's say, maybe another 4 or 5 races in, and the gap is still the same, maybe then Ferrari will be like, actually, Leclerc, it's time to end your championship push. Just do everything you can to get Hamilton the championship.
Are you sure?
I think they'll do it. I think maybe back in the past, Ferrari wouldn't have done that against Leclerc. But given that it's Fred Vasseur and he's got a strong relationship with both drivers, I imagine that behind closed doors, obviously, maybe even on the radio, he will say that slow down, let Hamilton get the points, and then you defend or whatever. I don't know.
I disagree, but I guess we'll have to wait and see. I just feel like when it comes to Ferrari, they're more into with Lewis, they needed somebody of fresher, like mindset, somebody who could help them in terms of building like their thoughts on helping them develop a good car. They wanted that PR and whatnot, but when it comes to actually like allowing him, I don't see it. There's so many instances that it feels as if such decisions they could have done without it. But hey, it is what it is. Today we're not here about Ferrari, we are here about the race. And can we talk about Norris? I don't understand why Norris, as at that time of the race, he was the second McLaren. But some way, somehow, he wanted them to pit him first so he has the undercut over Piastri. And I found that to be a bit ridiculous because, again, with your papaya rules, the driver ahead always gets that priority. But it was very audacious of him to, voice that out and ask to be pitted first. I mean, at the end of the day, he finished first, but ahead of Piastri. But in that moment, I just felt like, nope, that is so wrong of him.
Yeah. I mean, I don't blame him. I reckon every single driver, they know the rules. They know that the team aren't going to do it, but they'll say it anyway, just to,
Because they want to push it.
yeah, like, well, give a person an inch, take a mile. You're just trying to push it, see what you can get out of them. And obviously, they didn't pit him, but then his pace was so good that he would have probably come out in the lead anyway. I know it didn't help that Piastri ended up having all sorts of headaches after he pitted. So in the end, the undercuts didn't even work, and
I
Norris
know,
still
right?
came out ahead of
I
him.
blame science. There's only one person to blame is science because I don't know why a backmarker is in a way like in the way of somebody who is in the lead. Like I just found that to be very ridiculous. Like get out of the way. Blue flags are in your face and you're still in the way.
There were so many blue flags the whole race, and it looks like none of the back markers were ever jumping out of the way. It's as if they've forgotten what the blue flag means, or did no one see it? And it's not like anyone got a penalty after for ignoring blue flags.
No, I
So,
think Piastri size got as well for the
but
collision,
yeah,
but I
but that
think
was more so the collision, not so the getting,
yeah, I think
not for ignoring it.
Behrman got for ignoring the blue flags. I think he was the only person.
I feel like a lot of them should have got it because it felt
Facts.
like it was
I
happening
100%
all over
agree
the
with
place.
you.
Because
I 100% agree.
even if you remember towards the end of the race, when Antonelli and Hamilton were trying to chase trying to chase Verstappen,
Hmm.
there was so much traffic in front of them that every time, like,
Yeah,
they'll take it a second and a half a lap, they'll hit traffic, and suddenly the gap's gone up to 2 seconds, three
yeah.
seconds.
Hmm.
There's 2-3 seconds slower than Verstappen. And in the end, Verstappen ended up finishing the race, like, was it something like 6 seconds ahead of Antonelli, something like that. And it just shouldn't have happened because these back markers just should have been jumping out of the way. If you need to drive off of the track to get out of the way, do so, because
Well, now that's extreme, don't you think?
no, because no one cares about you. The second that you're not on the leading lap, you're irrelevant. You're even going to
Facts.
race one less lap than everyone else. Get out of the serious people's way and then continue your battling after that. Because what are you're battling for minor points, which I guess the small teams, they need those minor points. But move!
Exactly.
Like, who
Said
are you?
move.
What are you doing? It's ridiculous.
Yeah,
Like,
it didn't help at all, honestly. And the end, it cost Piastri quite a lot. He lost the lead, and then the whole issue of him going at a pace where he kept hitting the curb, and then his car just
yeah, the
giving up.
gearbox, yeah.
I felt like, whoa, he has been doing so good from the beginning of the race. Everything has been going well for him. Then just like that, everything just came crashing down. And in the end, it just shows that if things don't go your way or things don't work out, then it doesn't really matter. If you lose out on finishing, it costs you points. And I think from that, he was pushed down one place from the drivers' championship. But
Mm.
yeah, it just felt some way. And then, with the whole, this is another race where they don't finish, like all cars don't finish. Again, I'm still waiting for one race where all 22 cars will finish or complete a race. The whole issue with
It will never
Perez,
happen.
yeah, the whole issue with Perez, another double retirement. It feels as if every race we're finding Cadillac with a double retirement is quite interesting. There's been quite a lot of races
Yeah.
where there's been double retirements. The only one that wasn't was when Perez got a point, but then they took it back from him because it was given to Gasly. But yeah, I'm just waiting for that one time. Maybe next year, I guess.
Maybe. I mean, they can reset now. Obviously, they can't do any work on the car over the summer,
Mm-hmm.
but they can reset, come back stronger, kind of, and then maybe
Yeah.
actually finish races for once. I think that's probably their target this year.
Mm-hmm.
Finish races and maybe grab a couple of like little points here and there.
Yeah.
Because even their buddies at the back, Aston Martin, are finally getting their act together.
Well, didn't what's his name? Alonso have a DNF? He seems
Uh,
like he's having it more than everybody
yes,
else.
but he got out of Q3.
Facts, and I think he has a point as well. I think he has 1 point, so
Actually,
that's it.
I don't know. I haven't got a clue, but he got out of
Yeah.
Q3, so it looks like they've decided to finally sit up and
hmm hmm
actually participate this season.
hmm That's very true. But it's interesting. We're going on a break, and in as much as you're not going to work, because I'm sure they already have some upgrades that they want to bring after the break. It's going to be interesting seeing Netherlands what everybody's going to do differently, or if people are going to do the same. I think as of now, it's very much clear when it comes to Mercedes that yeah, Kimi is the better driver. In as much as George likes to yap a lot, I'm hoping that they will prioritize Kimi and help him win the championship because again, he's 50 points ahead of Lewis. So they have to utilize whatever they can and then
The funny thing
fix.
is, I think Kimi is now, at least this season, so much better than Russell. He doesn't need the team to help him. As long as if the team give them equal machinery, equal strategy, equal everything, Kimi will naturally beat Russell anyway. He
Of
doesn't
course, no.
even need the
When I
help.
when I when I say help, I mean more in terms of he's had I think he's had like two DNFs or three, like reliability issue. In terms of those are the things I mean. Help. Make sure
Yeah.
that they don't have those type of issues. Have good strategies in terms of undercuts, pit stops, all of that. If they are able to utilize that, also not keep George in check, but try to keep the battling between them at a minimum. I think it's going to, help him
Yeah.
utilize the points because let's not forget when Lewis has a good car and there's a good strategy, he's going to beat them. Who would have thought in Barcelona he was going to win that race, especially when we all thought, yeah, Mercedes is taking it, and then now with the McLarens, they are also in the mix. We can't overlook
I
them.
say, let's
So
hold our horses there. Let's hold our horses with saying that the McLaren's on the mix because
well,
this is
currently they are
just
in the
one
mix.
race. This is just one race. You
Currently
seen
they
what
are in
they've
the
been
mix.
doing.
Currently they are in the mix. And that's what I mean. Next race, if you're not, then they're not. But for the last two races, they've kind of, or at least Norris has kind of shown that he can utilize after their upgrades. They've been doing quite well. So I think Mercedes need to step up their game, increase the gap. Else, as a Ferrari fan, the hope is that we catch up and then finish the race at the last place. And I'm wondering where the last race is going to be because, now Bahrain is going to be in Malaysia. But I'm wondering where Abu Dhabi will be if they find a place to have that race. So let's see.
Yeah, true. Well, before we wrap it up, can I tempt you?
Don't ask for predictions.
Are
No.
you sure?
We are going on a long break, please. let's not. I don't have any. I can't even think. My brain is already on the break with the teams. Please.
Fair enough. I'll let you breathe this time, but
Thank
trust
you.
trust me, I'll be pressing you for this because one of us needs to actually get everything correct.
Have I not gotten any correct? The time I said Max was
No,
going to be on the podium.
no, but I
You,
mean I want to get all three correct. The whole
okay. So who's
podium.
going to get first, second, then? Okay,
Yeah,
fair.
yeah.
Hopefully we
Whichever,
would.
like if one of us is able to, what's it called, get the whole podium correct before the other person, you have to buy the other one a prize.
That's insane. Okay, I'm taking you up on that bit.
Say no more. You've heard it here. We will be referring back to this episode. This is the episode that I won myself a car.
Wait, whoa! Now you're taking
No.
it too far. You're taking it too far. But yeah, I think we can discuss it off camera. Let's see.
Okay, I'll
Yeah,
think about
fam.
it.
Okay. But guys, thank you so much for tuning in. As we said, we're going on a break, so please watch out for our content on our social media, our TikTok and our Instagram. If the gap exists, we have quite a few things to fill up the summer break so you don't get bored. And until then, it's been Daphne and Sana.
Yeah.
Bye.
Yeah. Bye.